So, hello and welcome to another 10v10 game. In this one, I'm going to be playing the 4th Dutch Armor Division. It's going to be a very short one, but I wanted to show you something, the mistake that enemy player made, you could say. Anyways, double KCT Verkenners and double M113 STMV for the recon. Then we have this nice command thing. Stinger, ATGM, and Panzer infantry with, motorized infantry, whatever. Allowed 2A4B and Cheetah, right? Which is failing to deal significant damage, but it is on the move, right, so you can't really complain. Here, 12.7, machine gun, Stinger, and another ATGM. Vehicle gonna be pushing here. Here we can see the recon infantry land in the helicopters, and my KCT entering the building. This transport luckily managing to live. More, I believe it was KDA. It was KDA player, right? So my dudes, even though they are special forces and they are in the 100 meters range, I believe, are losing. But here we have power of double 25 mil autocannon obliterating the KDA guys. Sadly, I do not manage to micro my Stinger in time, and it eats an RPG. Still, 25 mils really gonna be messing up enemy infantry. And you can see the mistake that he made. He invested into a smirk at the start of the game. So he missed, obviously. He didn't cancel when I didn't push forward. My Panther infantry is arriving. His artillery did nothing, really. Also, like, this artillery is very fucking noisy. Anyways, Panther infantry is gonna be unloading. KCT Verkenners moving to the side. Again, rocket artillery coming in. Will take out one of the SKMVs. Other one will live. Infantry does manage to get out of the artillery salvo for the most part. Here we have a nice defensive position overlooking this side, right? We have AA unit, ATGM 12.7, and exceptional optics recon. Jesus Christ, this artillery is really nice. Anyways, the push continues. Not sure why these guys retreated, but double 25 mil again. One will go down, I believe. Allow 2A4 supporting from afar. I should have probably moved these KCT Verkenners here to intercept the Pioneer, but you know, these Pioneers, by the way, do have a RPG. So even though they were low cohesion and one man only, they do manage to take out one of the IFVs there. Command vehicle moving in to contest. Bombing run is gonna miss both bombing runs, and both bombers are gonna be going down. So there's that, right? In the meantime, we have artillery units. We have IHAVK and more Panzer infantry arriving. So, as we managed to, how would I say, dislodge his initial infantry, right? There is absolutely no resistance further up. So this sector is basically captured. Now, what I wanted to say about this, really, is artillery and airstrikes don't hold the ground. So he invested into Smirch, which is a powerful cluster artillery, right? But he missed the entire salvo. That did nothing, right? He's now reloading, and he doesn't know where to hit even if he, like, wanted to fire a gun, because he has no units here. He isn't spotting anything significant. This Lao isn't in his vision range, neither is this thing. So we're just free to push across this entire plane now. If he invested into more KDA shots and into like T62 or I don't know, BMP1 or something like that, SPGs at least, anything, ground. He would have a much easier time. I wouldn't be able to push in because he essentially captured these buildings, right? So imagine if he had T-62 moving this way to deal with my CNVs, right? He wouldn't lose as much infantry here. He would chase off these KCT Vercanners, you know. Don't RT spam people. It doesn't work, especially at the start of the game. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and intercept enemies' columns, but not often, right? He basically lost this entire sector. This side is just falling apart completely because again, that's a BM-24, right? There's, there were two rocket artillery units targeting me alongside this merge. There is at least 5 artillery units here. We shot down 3 bombers. Only over this sector, right? Look, there is 2 more rocket artillery units. And overinvestment into artillery units is what lost them the game, really. Anyways, the second artillery unit from my side coming in, but it's fine because as you can see, I managed to capture my sector. This high hub is kind of had a weird pathing, right? It was going here to provide some AA, long range AA for like this entire area, basically. Supply truck. My teammate was using my supply truck to resupply his 2A3s, which is fine, right? Ground-based unit. We'll hold the line. This guy, I don't understand why he went in the middle of the town with his T-80 UDs, but you know, went for some Grozny experience, I believe. So my artillery is now going to be providing support for the middle guys. There was a supply helicopter Mi-8, I think, spotted landing here. We're going to be taking that out. I mean, just look at the volume of artillery here. And look, he is hitting the scimitar and stuff, but there is no offensive unit to actually push in now. Because all they have is artillery. This is also captured completely. Panzer infantry is waiting. Waiting for my smoke mortars to arrive. More AA units. Jesus Christ. Very noisy artillery units. Here we have remains of that Mi-8 supply helicopter. It's gonna be a bit slow now because I was just waiting for mortars to arrive for Panzer infantry to actually push into this tree line, right? Because once you get into this tree line, it's very hard for the enemy to dislodge you, right? Unfortunately, T-80BV takes out the Pratt, even though he just suffered ammo explosion. Perfectly reasonable. Stinger moving up to try and take out the Mi-2 recon, because once we take out this thing, it's much easier to push in here because he doesn't know where to target. Here, artillery units are being targeted by my artillery. We are managing to contest this again, simply because, like I said, there is abundance of stuff here, right? But that's the only area of the map where they have enough ground stuff. Everything else is artillery. Look, helicopters here. Excuse me. You only need something like this, basically one chaparral to chase off all this stuff, right? Chaparral in this area is gonna basically nullify all this helicopter presence. He's trying to hit these KCT Vercanners on the move, doesn't work, and it's a mortar, so yeah, doesn't work times 2. Spetsnaz, I was originally going for this Spetsnaz with artillery, but then figured out if I'm gonna be pushing here, I want to dislodge that position first, so yeah, this ATGM is getting targeted now. In the meantime, we are managing to reveal their mortars. The 1, 2, 3, 4 Panzer infantry squads. We have 12.7 arriving also to Since, you know, if I'm gonna push with all my panzer infantry, I need something to defend here if the push fails. So, you see, this artillery actually works now. Because we have frontline stuff. And, you know, things are holding the line while we are saturating enemy positions with artillery. You know, very, very effective, actually. Unlike what this guy was doing. Basically, what was that, 4 or 3 recon squads, infantry squad, whatever. And then nothing else. There was absolutely no resistance here. KCT Reckoner is trying to get into cover here, but we're getting spotted by KDA Upper, and 30 mil is gonna just do its thing against them. Not before we do manage to aim with artillery. So one going on the recon units, one going on the ATGM. I do lose one of the IFVs with infantry, sadly, but we are taking out the ATGMs and then infantry squads again. IFVs providing 25 mil autocannon fire support, and these things were nerfed, right? But are still kind of good. They were on the launch of the Nordhag. They were like super good, very good, very good. But then this division lacked air defense. So MiG-27, again, he's investing into bombers. That one will live, but will completely miss the target. So again, aircraft don't hold the front line. No, it's as simple as that, really. And that thing, since it was damaged, it's like at least 6 minutes before we see it again. Allow 2A4 coming in to provide some more support. We will be taking out that 30 mil, smoking this road so we can actually push. That's gonna be Strela 2, very easy kill for the infantry. IFV does go down. And CNV, I was smoking Leo 2 because I was thinking that that missile was going for it, but you know, very unfortunate there. So this is not nicely smoked off, and we are able to just push in. Scimitar also providing some recon, very nice. Allow 2A4 will be getting rid of the SPWs here on the flank. Artillery is gonna completely obliterate this IFV and infantry. But we do manage to push in again. 1 minute left until the end. This is where I realized, alright, this Leo is probably going too far without smoke, so might as well just, you know, retreat at this point. This was left behind. This wasn't unloaded, so, you know, I was kind of focused on this push. And I didn't reinforce it too much because, you know, as you can see, the game was ending in 30 seconds. So there was that. Here, they do manage to kind of, you know, soar the front line, stabilize it, but yeah, sad. Helicopter push against 2 Mistrals, best manpad in the game, and then Eagle on top of that. Very unfortunate for the guy there. D62, by the way, that's what we missed. Goes down to, I believe, this infantry squad. Yes, with the Carl Gustav. And there we go. Very short game. You know, just keep over investing into artillery at the start. Back to players, please. Please never change. Never change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 units are lost. And it's all KDA guy, right? What's the saddest part is the fact that all of his units are very cheap. So he could have easily overrun me at the start. I would understand if he purchased the Napalm Grudge. That would make a lot of sense, because then you can just burn the reinforcements routes from my side, and not the reinforcements route, the road into the sector, right? And then just fortify the position in the meantime while I'm struggling to go around the flames and stuff. But Smirch didn't make any sense, honestly. Yeah, that Malka, look, that's a very expensive artillery unit, and it killed 2 units. one of which came in the other one, right? Anyways, as for the deck, I said I'm gonna do the decks at the end of the game, so here we are. It's this one. Well, Fob, because it's a 10v10 deck, two cards of these trucks. You don't have really much choice. I don't like using 600 supply. It's slower than the truck. Truck brings more. Easier to micro, and then this thing to chase the artillery units, basically, and contest the sector at the start. Sad thing about the Dutch, really, is they don't get any fast TVs from my experience. I mean, at least in the Logi tab. Here, Panzer Infantry, 3rd Panzer Infantry, all up vetted for the IFVs. Basically, that's like 18 infantry squads and then engineers not up vetted. If I'm gonna get stuck in the infantry fight as an armored division, I have to kind of last as long as possible, really. And, you know, if you upvet them, you get only 5. So these guys could have been coming in the Jeep. That's what I'm gonna do, actually. So now I have a fast TV. And they have smoke and the dragon. I don't like using reservists. Might try them. It's 12 squads, right? We'll see. Not for now. 2 TOW2s, so that's 6 TOW2s, right? Might be a bit excessive, really, if I'm gonna have this thing. But what's the problem with this division, in my opinion, is the lack of ATGM helicopters. Every other European deck, NATO deck, right, gets ATGM helicopters, and then there's Dutch. So I kind of have to bring a lot of infantry ATGMs. And then there's 12.7. I might ditch this for the reservists. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna change it for now, really. Artillery tab, well, this is one of the best artillery pieces in the game. You buy 2 of these things, stick one of these guys next to them, and you'll be having good time. Smoke mortars, well, basically just for the smoke. 4 of them arriving in this thing for the armor. You know, watch Hippie, he explains why. And tanks, right? So ATGM, that's a TOW2, very powerful. It has a mediocre stealth, so that's kind of the problem. Leo 2A4C, best tank, can survive anti-tank, aircraft-based anti-tank missiles. Only, it's actually not upfitted at all, that's interesting. Might as well. That's like 2, 4, 6, 8 tanks. You know, not much for an armor division, but you kind of have to upfit them, because otherwise they're just retarded. And it takes 6 minutes to get back to the full cohesion if they're green, right? Then command Leo. That's about it, really. Would be nice if they had access to like another card of 2A4B. Sometimes I just feel like you're lacking tanks in the late game, especially in the 10v10s. Recon, like 2 cards of these things, very good units, as you just saw at the beginning. KCT Verkanners, not that great at fighting, but 4 men, exceptional stealth with the ground surveillance radar, very nice, right? They're just not gonna win fights often. And then there's this thing, exceptional optics vehicle, only 50 cal, but you stick it to one of your tanks, and then you have a tank with exceptional optics. More engineers, again, for the prolonged urban and forest fights, basically another reason. AA, yeah, 4 Gepards, upvetted, might even downvet them. Might as well. It worked like this so far, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I believe this one is better than the German one. And then there's like 3 cards of Stingers, so 15 Stingers all upvetted once, because I want them to actually hit stuff, 60% accuracy. And there's your 3 IHUBs. This division really struggled before they got the IHUBs, right? Now they're one of the best divisions in the game, in my opinion. Helicopters, you know, no helicopters, unknown technology to the Dutch. Here, 6 F-16s AA. You can't really expect much from this aircraft, but you know, this is what it is. Cluster to reliably delete any tank in the game, really. Much better than the US cluster, in my opinion. High explosive to reliably delete light vehicles and infantry, and then this guy. I mean, you might as well just bring this thing. That would be a much better option, probably, because it's 3 per card, and then the rocket one is also. Might as well just swap this one for the rockets. Now we have 3 availability. But high explosive carries 2 450-kilogram bombs. We'll see, I'm just gonna keep the rocket one like this. Anyways. GG's, and as always, well played everyone.